If you've ever wondered why your child seems to catch everything or why the cycle of colds, fevers, crankiness, and just slow recovery seems impossible to break, let's actually talk about what's actually happening in the body, okay? So most people think that immune strength means never getting sick, but real immune strength, real immune resilience is actually the ability to respond and to adapt and to recover quickly. So that adaptability isn't just about white blood cells or vitamins, minerals, electrolytes. That stuff is great, right? But it actually comes down to how well your child's nervous system is able to regulate and how well it is regulated, okay? So the nervous system, it's the master system of the body, right? It communicates to every single system in the entire body. So it controls stress responses, it controls inflammation, it controls digestion, sleep, mood, and yeah, even the immune system, right? So there's solid biological science showing that the nervous system and the immune system are constant cross-talking, right? They're always going back and forth. They literally communicate with each other through autonomic pathways like the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, the two sides. Sympathetic being fight or flight, stress, and parasympathetic being rest, digest, heal, calm, right? And when a child's stuck in stress in that fight or flight mode, that places the nervous system in a state where it suppresses growth. It's focused on survival mode rather than on rest and heal mode. And then one of the ways that the body switches into rest and heal state is through the parasympathetic nervous system, especially the vagus nerve. Now, how does chiropractic care fit into all this, right? Chiropractic adjustments, especially neurologically focused chiropractic care, they don't boost the immune system in the way that a supplement might. Instead, what they do is they actually support the body's internal communication, so the brain itself, right, and the body, it can work together more efficiently and effectively, and then it can actually use those vitamins and those minerals to do more of what it needs to do. So there's actually research that shows that adjustments can influence the autonomic nervous system, including activating parasympathetic activity and helping balance stress responses. So helping the vagus nerve tell the body to calm down the way that it's supposed to. There are also basic science studies showing that adjustments can change inflammatory markers and neuroimmune mediators shortly after an adjustment. So these kinds of changes suggest that the connection between spinal input or adjustments, right, saying, hey, do this thing, and sending signals to that area actually influences inflammation and stress responses. So one of the things that I think is really important to remember is that we have a lot of research and case studies as far as chiropractic care goes that shows that kids and adults alike getting adjusted on a regular basis will have less sickness. But it doesn't mean that it's going to entirely prevent disease. So I just want to make sure that you understand that the nervous system, it does directly influence immune function, and chiropractic adjustments can influence nervous system regulation and autonomic balance. Again, balance between fight or flight and rest, heal, digest. And better autonomic balance actually improves parasympathetic regulation. So that means that we can support healthy adaptability and immune system function. So if you think of it this way, your nervous system is the coach of your child's response team. If the coach is overwhelmed, stressed, or miscommunicating, the team struggles, right? The coach, if they're overreacting, eventually get thrown out of the game, right? So when the coach is calm and organized, though, and is able to see what's happening and going on, they become more responsive, and that response is more appropriate. And so the entire team is able to adapt to the threats and recovers more efficiently when the coach is calm and regulated and organized. So chiropractic care helps the nervous system be that calm, clear communicator of a coach, right? So when a nervous system is more regulated, then stress responses are more balanced and inflammation is just managed more efficiently and effectively. Kids' sleep will improve, which is also huge for immune recovery, right? If you don't sleep well, then you feel crappy the next day, right? Digestive and hormonal stresses actually operate more smoothly as well too. So these are all deeply tied to the immune resilience and the immune response. And what's cool is this actually aligns with what we see clinically every single day in our office right here at Renegade Chiropractic. We see kids who get stuck in chronic stress patterns, whether it's due to physical tension, sensory overload, emotional stress, or neurological dysregulation. They get stuck there, and then they tend to have slower recoveries and more frequent illnesses and more behavioral stresses and responses and just less ability to adapt overall. So the reason that I explain all this is because it's a little bit different than maybe what you've heard before. Chiropractic certainly helps kids with colds, and that's probably what you've heard before. But the reason that it helps colds isn't just because it helps kids with colds, it's because it's deeper than that. It's rooted in the nervous system. It's the foundation of the body's ability to adapt, which is what real immune system strength actually is. So at Renegade Chiropractic, what we do is we focus on the nervous system itself with chiropractic care, and we look at how this nervous system and the neurospinal system are functioning and communicating, and how stress patterns are affecting your child's nervous system to develop resilience. So then when we figure out what's going on, we can make very specific adjustments, and that allows the body to respond and recover more appropriately to immune system challenges. If you feel like your kid's stuck in that cycle of sicknesses and stress, if they seem to bounce from one illness to the next, or if you just want real resilience rather than short-term fixes, we're here to help. The nervous system truly is the key, and when it's supported, kids don't just survive, they adapt, they regulate, and they thrive.